So this is the recipe for how I make my apple dumplings, and I'm doing this because every single time I make it, it is a crowd favorite and every single person asks me how to make it, so I'm just making a video. And what you'll need is you'll need 2 Granny Smith apples. I just washed mine. You'll need 2 of just the original Crescent roll packs, the 8 roll packs, and then I use about half a teaspoon of cinnamon, but you can do whatever you want to your own liking. And then you'll need 2 full sticks of butter. I always do the unsalted. Eventually we're going to put in the vanilla, and you're going to need 1 teaspoon, and we use the pure vanilla. I've tried to do the imitation and you can tell the difference. And then the actual recipe that I had originally found called for a cup and a half of regular sugar, like white sugar. I always use the light brown sugar just because I like that better. And then you need a full can of soda. This is 12 ounces of 7-Up, but you can use whatever soda you like. That is 7-Up, Mountain Dew, or Sierra Mist, anything that's that citrusy, more clear type of soda. So to start this, you're going to need to slice your apple in eighths. I have this apple slicer, and it happens to be an eighth, so I just use this to cut my apples. And if you get seeds like this inside of them, I just pull them out. And then just throw away the cores at the end. Just do both of them while you're at it. Now here's where a lot of people like to peel their apples. I don't like to do that because I think it makes it too mushy, and if I leave I don't mind the peels, and when I leave them on, I feel like it holds it more intact than to just being straight mush after. So, I mean, if you don't like the peels, you can take them off, but I like them, and I like the texture that it gives overall. So now I opened up both of my crescent rolls, and I buttered a 9 by 13 inch pan. And so what you do now is unroll the crescents, and you just take one at a time of the pre-cut. You take your apple and you roll it on up. Doesn't have to like cover it perfectly, but you just stick it over in the pan when you're done. So now I'm just going to roll up all 16 of these. If you get funky ones like this, I just fold it back into whatever shape I want. It really doesn't matter. You're just trying to cover these things in dough. Okay, so now we got them all in, so we're going to go over and we're going to start the mixture, the sugar mixture that we're going to pour over here. So the mixture to put over the crescent rolls is really easy to do. You just add in your 2 sticks of butter. And I have my heat on like medium high. I mean, you don't want this to boil. I just want the butter to melt pretty quickly. And once it starts melting real good, I'll turn it down to like medium. So now that the butter is pretty much melted, I'm going to add in the 1.5 cups of the light brown sugar. And just mix it up together. At this point, I've also turned my heat down on my stove to like a low medium setting. And I just keep stirring until I feel like it's pretty combined. So now that I feel like it's pretty combined, I'm just going to put in that half a teaspoon of cinnamon and then the 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to turn off my heat and just stir it. And that's all that we do to make the mixture that we're going to pour on top of the crescent rolls. I let the sugar mixture sit for a minute or so just to cool off, and now we're just going to pour it over the top of the crescent rolls. It feels like a lot of sauce, especially after we end up pouring the soda on here, but trust me, I don't know, whatever the soda does is magic because it makes it more like a syrup and it's not just liquidy. At this point I start preheating my oven. I preheat it to 350 and these are going to go in after we put the soda in and bake for 40 minutes plus or minus depending on your oven. So now we're going to take our soda and it's going to not go on top of the crescent rolls but around the side. I mean, it doesn't matter if it gets on top, but I try to do the sides of the crescent rolls. And again, I know this looks like a ton of sauce. Trust me, the first time I made this, I was like, I'm doing something wrong. There's no way this is going to turn out good. But trust me, after this goes in the oven for around 40 minutes at 350, this is going to turn in some type of magical goodness and you're going to be making it all the time. So now I'm just waiting for my oven to preheat and I will be putting it in for around 40 minutes. Alright guys, so here you go. I just pulled these out of the oven. They are still bubbling. Now they are basically ready to eat. I usually let mine set because the leftover juice in here, as it does cool off, it starts to make more of like a syrup. But as you can tell, most of the juice is gone and it's been absorbed or something by the crescent rolls. But now you just take as many dumplings as you want and you can either eat them by themselves or you can put a scoop of your favorite ice cream with it. Either works, but I am taking these to a friend's house tonight, or I would scoop them out and show you. But this is how it's coming with me tonight. Anyway, hope that you enjoy this recipe and let me know if you make it and how it turns out.